Hi everyone. Today I wanted to talk about the fact that actions speak louder than words, and um, a little bit about reflecting on the community that somebody is in, the mental space that someone is in, and overall, that's kind of the whole point. Like I said, don't listen to somebody. You don't listen to somebody who's constantly apologizing, who's constantly hurting you emotionally, constantly promising you things but not following through. So what that means people who are inconsistent in their actions. They had good intentions but they didn't follow through. You were sick. They flew in. They wanted to fly in from another. This is not a great example, but people making you promises but not following through. Friends who you think that you can rely on but they're not following through. I think that, well, this is a point of reflection. Why am I keeping so many people that are similar to this behavior in my life? Why am I keeping friends who breadcrumb me as friends in my relationship? Why am I keeping professional contacts that promise me one thing and don't follow through? That says a lot about me, right? And at the end of the day, I don't think I'm going to answer this publicly. I'm not going to put it out on here. But I just wanted to bring this example. I have gotten into I have gotten into places in my life where the environments were no longer serving me. That means the community that I built, well, I guess we just didn't have the same values, we didn't just have the same work ethic, and there was no follow through on some projects that I wanted to do. There was a lot of apologizing, there was a lot of stalling, and honestly, to me, that's not professional behavior. So that's on me. And I tried to give the benefit of the doubt. So what happened was I would go to a brand new environment, I would grow, I would change, I would put myself in there, and I would make new connections and new places, and then I would see that maybe I had outgrown this previous place that I was in my life. And I have reached another point where I'm somewhere similar, but unfortunately, instead of doing all the things that I wanted, I've reached a point where I kind of became stagnant because I was just giving other people the benefit of the doubt. I was giving a benefit of the doubt to relatives and family members who were just coming in and trying to kind of gaslight me into thinking that my opinion was not correct, that they knew better than me. And it's so interesting how it's so easy sometimes to get lost in that feeling of hope, in that feeling of the idea that you created for your environment, for your community, and just also the struggle to try and make things work out. Do you know what I mean? Like, you're in a workspace and things aren't working out for you. Like, your environment is not good. You're very miserable at work. Your coworkers don't treat you very well, but yet you go and you try and you keep on trying to mend things. You keep on trying to make things better, but things are just not working out. And at some point, it's not that you should give up. Maybe it's just that at some point you should just realize that this is not where you should be, and your career, this doesn't really have to do with your career. I don't know, certain situations are different, but you can still continue your career and have a better environment somewhere else. And It's not like you're failing, it's just there's no more growth, internal growth that's going on within you. And that's so interesting, right? That's so interesting. It's so interesting. And so I've also been giving a lot of people the benefit of the doubt. I have been kind of procrastinating myself because I've just been waiting for certain people to do some things. But the reality is, you have to do everything by yourself, everything that you want. And sometimes it's these moments that give you like reality checks, and what do these red flags say about you? What is, like, I have somebody in my life who keeps on saying that everything that you see in one person is a reflection of you. And to some extent, I kind of agree, but it's coming across as kind of like a pseudoscience. First of all, projections. Projections are one thing. Yes, you can be projecting onto other people, and other people could be projecting onto you, but it could just reveal a bunch of patterns that you as a person keep getting yourself into. It could be revealing these points of growth, and I don't know. I have a lazy trait, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not the most organized person in certain cases, but I have learned to adapt, to accomplish my goals, to keep going, to keep thriving. But in certain, like when I lose myself in certain environments, with certain people, I lose my goals, I lose focus, I'm not productive, I become completely somebody else, and I don't know. This is a new pattern. This is a new pattern in me. So overall, I'm just rambling again. I think it's very, very good that there are some people who have this internal moral compass where they can just stick to themselves from a very, very early age, and the right people just kind of come to them, and the wrong people just kind of get pushed away. That is so cool. That is so interesting. I've had certain moments like that in my life, but unfortunately sometimes they've ended with conflict, and I don't know. So overall, that's kind of just the gist of it. I'm really done here, but please don't put yourself down. This is a motivational talk. Don't put yourself down. If people aren't giving you the right time of day, they're not giving you the right attention, they're not giving you respect, they're coming to teach you, to tell you how to live your life in a whole, total, complete different way, because they may be older, and maybe they are projecting onto you, maybe they're projecting their insecurities on you. First of all, take a look at them in what position that they're in their life, where they are. Take a look at what they've accomplished. Take a look at how they take care of these situations, okay? Take a look at them. Don't overreact. Learn to control your emotions, learn to control your thoughts, learn to be yourself, learn what your values are, and let that be your moral guide, your moral compass. Don't allow other people to influence your moral compass, and then the right people will come. That's what I think. But it's just really hard when you're growing up. I think this is just a lesson that you have to learn with growing up. Why do you have to sometimes some people are not inherently good at something, and then there's this kind of pattern that they get into where they have to, I'm speaking from experience, where they have to always work really hard to prove themselves, work twice as hard to get halfway to where somebody can be. And that's just an interesting thing. So I think I think that people with these types of tendencies who constantly think that they're not enough tend to attract people who see that they have these gaps in their self-worth and then in their adaptability, in their self-worth or their self-esteem, and they take advantage of it just by not being there, not following through, not being the people that they are. But don't do that. Take yourself out on dates, buy yourself flowers, write yourself a memoir, I don't know. Do things that will make you happy. You don't need anybody else to fulfill you. Absolutely not. And that's hard sometimes to learn. Really, you don't. Really, you don't. But you don't need anybody else. Okay. Anyway, we're done for today. Bye.